What's up, everyone? We are back today, and I have a inspiring post for you guys today. I hope it inspires you as much as it has to me, and to look to it as an example of what is possible. So let's get into it. So here it is. With the new year just around the corner, I wanted to share my most recent success story in the hope that it might inspire something similar for you. Okay, there we go. Back in March 2023, I decided to jot down all the specifics I desired in a partner and ideal relationship. I wrote about 20 detailed points, ranging from mindset and religious beliefs to lifestyle, personality traits, values, career aspirations, and even a mindset of wealth consciousness. I wanted someone who was logically intelligent but different in personality from me, aligning with Yogananda's teachings and knowledgeable about mind/body teachings like Joe Dispenza's. I longed for a man who appreciated my intuition and creativity, someone who desired to homeschool, live in a minimalist Japanese-style architecture with a swimming pond, and travel with me to places like Peru, Japan, China, India, and more. I also asked for someone who'd be willing to practice telepathy with me for fun. I won't share the exact list because it's personal. After writing this list, I decided to revisit it occasionally, associating the idea of having this relationship with feelings of satisfaction, worthiness, and love. During my daily meditations, I focused intensely on these feelings until one day I felt a genuine sense of absolutely deserving such a relationship. I felt fully confident in myself and suddenly let go of my desire completely. In the back of my mind, I stopped looking for a relationship. I was just certain I'll have it. Several weeks later, while attending a Sunday service at Lake Shrine, a Yogananda meditation temple I visit once every few months, one of the monks struck up a conversation with me. He introduced me to someone, let's call him X. We exchanged greetings and chatted briefly before discovering we shared a close mutual friend. X asked for my number and we parted ways. This happened way too fast. I was honestly going to be fine with it happening even a couple years from now. Initially, I admired X's confidence but didn't feel a romantic connection. Later, when X asked me out via text, I hesitated, feeling strange about dating someone I'd just met. We now laugh about this. To cut a long story short, we ended up spending time together. It became evident that X was quite taken with me, and as we got to know each other, I realized he checked every point on the list I had created months earlier. He practiced Yogananda's teachings, had just finished reading Dr. Joe's book, and had just attended a personal dinner with Dr. Joe. Later, we went to a Dr. Joe meditation retreat together and met Michael Singer and Al Akua, two very famous spiritual teachers today we both like. He is founder and CEO of XYZ Company, possessed an IQ of 131, spoke 3 languages, desired to homeschool future kids, and excelled in areas where I lacked. X treats me like a queen, appreciating my intelligence and valuing my intuition. He expressed how my femininity made him feel more masculine, something he hadn't experienced before. Presently, as I write this, we're in Peru, having traveled together for the past 2 months. By the end of January, we'll have explored China and Japan. What's intriguing is that I hadn't mentioned my desire to travel to these places, yet X had already made plans and invited me along. Furthermore, X shared an AI-generated image of his dream home. Some of the prompts were minimalist, Japanese architecture, pond, Zen garden, modern home. We've even started practicing telepathy together, although none of these activities were initiated by me. They just happened naturally. The main point of sharing this story is to emphasize that visualization isn't the only way to manifest desires. While I couldn't visualize vividly being with someone who met all those criteria, I could strongly feel the satisfaction of having my desires fulfilled. So, my suggestion is to create your own list detailing your ideal relationship, dream job, business, home, or whatever you wish. Be specific, but also consider the potential consequences. What's the point of yearning for things that might bring misery? Ultimately, I believe seeking a fulfilling business or a healthy, loving relationship is paramount. If you detail your ideal home, also envision all the love and happy memories it'll contain. Life just isn't about material possessions. It's about contentment and love. You'll get all the material stuff, so why not ask for inner contentment also? Yes, my partner fulfills everything I ask for and more. However, what I'm truly grateful for is the deep love, trust, and feeling of being at home when we're together. That's what I was truly seeking. So be mindful of what you wish for, because when your wish comes true, it will change the course of your life. Hence, ensure it leads to a fulfilling and prosperous experience from all angles. I love this post. I do, though, have to say this end part here, I agree with it. Feeling of being at home together, which is what I was truly seeking. I would have to say, though, I'm pretty sure if this woman hadn't received all of these things that she had written down, from the fact that he is the CEO of this company, has this IQ, desires to homeschool the kids, all of the material, I guess they're not material, but physical attributes, or I guess those aren't physical attributes either, but if he didn't possess those attributes, then she might not feel as at home with him. Let's say he wanted to take his kids to public school. Let's say he didn't like travel, and all these things were in opposition of what she wanted. She's not going to feel at home with him because he's not fulfilling the things that she wanted. Regardless, that is maybe irrelevant to this post, because what is so amazing about this post is the detail with which this came about also, so in such a natural way. But I talk about when people have a desire for a relationship, or whatever desire it may be, you can't just sit at home and hope that this relationship happens. So very interesting that she goes to this Yogananda place to meditate. And that is where this monk introduced him to her. And it makes a lot of sense, because a lot of her things that she wants is his interest in Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditations or teachings, being interested in these spiritual teachings, and in evolving spiritually, such as the interest in telepathy or any of these various things. And yeah, this is epic. Somebody wrote, this should be a pinned post. The amount of incredible to nearly unbelievable, impossible, improbable occurrences to fruition is heartwarming. It's like hitting a jackpot lottery. Thank you so much for sharing. You're a true blessing to us all. And the OP wrote, yeah, honestly, I left more details out because I didn't want to sound like I'm fabricating it. But he himself, after I told him about the list, was shocked. And he said, I'm like a magician. I just pick and choose what I want in life. He keeps telling about it to his family and telling them they got to clarify what they want from life. Wow, that's cool. So yes, some of these comments are cool. So then the person replied, I've read a lot of books on the subject and watched hundreds of hours of videos, beginning with Dr. Joe 2 years ago. He came across my YouTube and I watched almost all of his interviews and hundreds of testimonials. I had a $15,000 manifestation happen in days by surprise after listening to him on Audible explaining future potentials. I did it playfully, like, yeah, let's try it. He makes it sound so easy. I literally got off the road moments before a fatal car crash, unfortunately for those behind me, doing a future potential manifest for safety while traveling, saving our carload from a head-on collision. I believe every word you typed. I've dug into all the major names on manifest and law of attraction, hundreds of hours to study. If you typed a full chapter or enough to equal a book, I would believe it. I would buy it. These stories imprint to us across space and time in feeling of faith as if we experience it a bit too. Thanks for sharing your success. Wow. So somebody asked for more detail on the Audible link. So somebody asked, what exactly did you do during the meditations? And the OP writes, I just associated having what's on the list with the feeling of being worthy and deeply in love. I'd meditate, relax, and focus on my heart. Then I'd feel this overwhelming sense of worthiness and even belonging. Then one day I got out of the meditation and felt like I really fucking deserved this relationship. Felt like this person who's gonna have me is very damn lucky, and I felt like it's inevitable and it's gonna happen someday. But I thought it's gonna happen a couple years from now, not weeks. When I went about my day, I wasn't looking for any signs. I just lived my life and didn't think of it. Then it felt like out of nowhere, he showed up. He was even very resistant to a relationship, but somehow I opened his heart. So another clarifying question. So your only technique was strongly feeling the satisfaction of having your desires. Yeah, I always focus on the feeling of having it. That's what I've become good at. And I've noticed if I focus on the center of my chest, heart, I somehow feel more easily. So more people commenting how great of a story this is. Now we have one more question here. How did you conjure up and sustain those feelings during meditations? For me, it is sometimes not easy to feel happy about having something when I don't have it. She says, this is a practice of mental control. That's all manifestation is, a practice of control of awareness and feeling, in parentheses, faith. You got to get good at it and try with affirmations. Find what works for you. It's not an easy skill to get into in the beginning. And that's what I talk about is the control, she writes, the control of awareness and feeling. And I've said before, disciplining your awareness, control over your awareness. Epic post, like I said, and this does, in a way, reflect my own experience with this. I had done lists like this for years without actually having manifestation come to fruition. But with my partner, Devin, and I have a video, which I'll link right here about how that transpired. She fit almost all the criteria on some of these lists that I've had. I mean, she has blue eyes. She is, about the right height of what I was imagining. When I met her, she had this reddish blonde hair, strawberry blonde hair that looked so nice. And that's another thing I've been imagining, but she's also a chef, because to me it was important that I had a woman who cared about, was health conscious, and also liked to prepare meals that were in accordance with that, in alignment with that, nourishing to the body and mind and soul. Somebody that goes to the gym, she goes to the gym, we go to the gym together. Somebody who's creative, who I can work on creative projects with. And I spoke to her about that the first time that we met, and it turned out that she had an interest in that as well. So, this post right here is such detail that it's an amazing post, and this person had an amazing manifestation with this, and I want to take this as inspiration, and I want us all to look at this post as inspiration of how much detail we can manifest. And it has to do, though, with that she stopped looking for it as well. Because when I manifested Devin, I wasn't necessarily looking for a relationship. I was out here in Arizona. I was trying to have fun. And yeah, in the back of my mind, I knew that, kind of like she did, I had this intention of meeting someone that fulfilled these various things that I was looking for. But really, it was not at the forefront of my mind. I was out here to just have fun, have a good time, meet some different people, and it kind of ended up happening like that. But I do recommend, whatever your situation, putting yourself in an environment that's conducive towards these things happening. I mean, this would not have happened had she not gone to this Sunday lake service at Lake Shrine, a Yogananda meditation temple I visit once every few months. And I'd be curious where that even is. I'm sure where she lives. But yeah, she really got everything she was looking for here. So it's a phenomenal testimonial. Anyways, guys, let me know down in the comments what your thoughts are on this. I'd be curious as to what you guys think. If you guys have had any similar experiences. Some of the comments that I've gotten on here have been really illuminating and sharing. I love hearing your guys' success stories and, anything that you have to share, any comments about this, I will definitely be curious to see and replying to. But with that said, much love as always. I hope that you can take this and let it inspire you throughout the days and weeks to come. And like she said, we're coming up to 2024 here. And what did she say here? With the new year around the corner, I wanted to share my success to hope that inspires something similar in you. And that's what we are doing here. With that being said, much love. Hit me with a like, hit me with a subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.